David Eze was 16, rich, powerful, and destined to inherit his father's empire. But at school, there were whispers about a new boy, Henry. People said the two looked alike, like reflections of each other. Henry was a poor orphan who lived a very different life from the rich and spoiled David. One day, Henry approached David with a cautious smile. "Hi, I'm Henry," he said. "I want to be your friend." David hesitated. He wasn't used to people like Henry, but something about Henry's quiet confidence made David say yes. From that day, the boys spent more time together. They shared jokes, classes, and secrets, or so it seemed. Henry was different, sharper, smarter, and somehow more mysterious. David noticed how people stared when they were side by side. "Do you think we look alike?" David once asked. Henry just smiled. Little did David know, this friendship was no accident. Henry had a plan to get close to David's father, Chief Eze, to find his place in a world that had rejected him. Henry's life was nothing like David's. At 12, his mother, Mary, fell ill and told him a secret. His father was Chief Eze, the richest man in the city. But Chief Eze had denied the pregnancy and sent Mary away. Henry grew up knowing the truth, but lived as an outcast. Rejected by the man he called father, he carried bitterness and hope, hoping to one day be recognized. When Henry met David at school, he saw a chance. David was everything Henry was not: wealthy, loved, and protected. Henry decided to get close to David to reach Chief Eze, his father. Henry played the role of a loyal friend, masking his true intentions. Inside, he wrestled with loneliness and anger. Every smile hid a plan to claim the family he never had. David believed Henry was just a good friend. He saw a boy who shared his world and laughed at his jokes. Their resemblance was uncanny, sparking whispers among classmates. David often wondered if fate had connected them for a reason. They were inseparable, and David pleaded with his father to adopt Henry. Chief Eze was skeptical at first, but soon agreed, and Henry became a part of their family. Amma hated this completely, but did not show it. 2 years passed, and Chief Eze started to notice Henry's sharp mind and quick wit. He called Henry to his office more often, praising his work. David watched quietly, jealousy stirring inside him. He wondered why his father smiled more at Henry's success. One night, fueled by anger, David confronted Henry. "You're trying to take my place," he accused. Henry looked calm but firm. "I'm just being myself," he said. Amma, David's mother, felt threatened by Henry's presence. She watched Henry closely, bitterness growing in her heart. A poor orphan outshining her son was unbearable to her. Amma's coldness towards Henry turned into quiet maltreatment. Meanwhile, small fights broke out between David and Henry. David felt his father's love slipping away, replaced by favoring Henry. Jealousy poisoned their friendship, creating cracks too wide to ignore. Henry didn't want to fight, but couldn't ignore the pain. He tried harder to prove himself, to earn love and respect. David, confused and hurt, pushed Henry away sometimes. They were friends, but tension hung heavy between them. Everyone kept saying they looked alike, but neither knew why. Chief Eze opened an old box hidden in a dusty corner of the mansion. Inside were letters from Mary, addressing to him, informing him of the birth of the son which he denied. Chief Eze feared that Henry might be his secret child, but kept it to himself. Amma discovered Chief Eze reading the letters, but he quickly put them away for fear of being caught. Chief Eze sat alone, haunted by memories he wished to forget. He knew the truth could not stay buried forever, but he didn't want to hurt Amma and David. Amma's anger grew with each passing day. She feared Henry's presence would destroy everything she built. Henry's determination grew stronger. He wanted the truth to come out, no matter the cost. Tensions rose behind the mansion walls. The day the truth surfaced would change their lives forever, but none were ready for the storm to come. Henry decided to visit the hospital where he was born upon the request of the midwife. She revealed a shocking secret. Henry and David were not just similar, they were twins. Amma was infertile and feared that Chief Eze would leave her if she was unable to give him an heir. So she faked a pregnancy and connived with her to take one of the babies from Mary. She then lied to Mary, telling Mary the other child was dead. Henry's world shattered with this revelation. She was the firstborn, but his twin was raised as an only son. David found the letters Chief Eze was hiding. His heart pounded as he confronted Henry. You are not just my friend, David said quietly. No, Henry answered. I am your twin brother. The words hung heavy between them. Everything they thought they knew was a lie. Henry went ahead to tell David of the revelation he got from the midwife at the hospital. Confusion, anger, and pain tore through their bond. David felt betrayed and lost. Henry longed for acceptance and love. Amma's darkest secret has been exposed. Chief Eze was shattered. He had no idea that Amma even knew of Mary and her pregnancy. He thought he had done a great job hiding the secret from his wife, who he thought was actually pregnant at the time. The family's foundation was cracked. Two boys, twins, now standing on opposite sides of a fractured world. David struggled to accept Henry as his brother. Henry waited patiently, hoping to be loved as a son. But years of secrecy and lies made forgiveness hard. Despite the revelation of her evil deeds, Amma still held her head high in pride. She saw nothing wrong with what she had done and kept calling Henry a bastard child. She swore to make sure that Henry was kicked out of the house as she only acknowledged David as her child, forgetting the fact that she, in fact, was not the birth mother of either of them. Yet, David and Henry slowly began to build a fragile bond, a bond born from tragedy but with hope for the future. The road ahead was uncertain, but they were not alone. Amma exploded with rage the day Chief Eze officially declared and registered Henry as his son. You brought this filth into our house, she screamed. Her fury shook the mansion's walls. David stood firmly by his brother and looked at his mother with eyes full of sadness. He could not believe his mother could be this wicked and vile. He begged his mother to come to her senses and apologize to the family, especially to Henry, whose world was completely shattered by her choice. But she swore she would never do that, and instead called David a fool for not thanking her for the life of luxury he got to enjoy because of her. Chief Eze could not believe the words pouring out of Amma's mouth, and he asked her to leave, completely penniless. David and Henry's bond began to heal, slowly but surely. They started to understand each other's pain. Together, they became stronger. Their united front inspired the staff and family friends. Chief Eze, proud, saw his sons finally becoming men. The brothers launched new projects, dedicating efforts to honor Mary. Scholarships, foundations, their legacy began to change. The mansion felt alive again. Their family was finally whole. The future was theirs together. The moral lesson of this story is the evil we choose to do will always catch up with us. Also, truth and family are stronger than secrets and lies. Even when betrayal and jealousy threaten to divide us, forgiveness and understanding can rebuild broken bonds. Our origins do not define us alone. It is the love, loyalty, and choices we make that truly shape who we are. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you can get notified when I post new videos. Until next time, have a wonderful morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are. Bye.